Guys, what's up? Movie. I'm a thing for vintage movies, right? Okay. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Check it out. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I watched it. It's a pretty good movie. You may want to check it out for yourself. What you may want to do is you may want to check out you want to check out Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's a pretty good movie. It's vintage, but it's a good movie. I mean, you can check out the black and white version, or you can check out the one with starring John what you call him Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy. The color one might be to your liking, but yeah, I would suggest the color one for you, the color version of the movie for you younger ones because I would I would just I would just say that I would recommend the color version for you. Same thing with Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Children of the Living Dead. I recommend the color versions of those movies. If you know, you're into the horror and the sci-fi thing, you may want to give those movies a peek. You know, and like I said before, the Resident Evil genre, it's a movie franchise all by itself. You may wanna you may wanna check it out. I mean, it's up to you. But I've given it a pretty good, once over. I watched a lot of movies, so I pretty much I pretty much know about the Resident Evil franchise. I mean, whatever whatever you need to know. It's self-explanatory in the movies. But if you ever played the video game from 1 to 7 and then played the remake, it's also a great game. You may love it. I mean, that's just it. I mean, it's up to you. But it's all up to you. If you good, great, okay. The, you go for the Aliens franchise. It can really, really, really help. Like you may really like it. You know, it's up to you. You know, it's up to you. That's what I'm saying. The movies, you know, and the horror movies on YouTube, they're great. I've watched them. You know, you may want to check those out as well. Watch you know, on my That, it all depends. All depends on you. So what we gonna do is we're gonna have a talk about the movies, different movie franchises. Okay, so um, what it boils down to is movies. You know, let's just do movies. That's all we're gonna do. Everyone is you know, that we've seen. So everyone is welcomed. You know, come in, chat in the chat gallery. You know, everyone is welcome. Not anything, you know, controversial. But movies are universal because through movies, through our love for the movie genre, we can we can basically put ourselves in the roles of our favorite heroes, like Resident Evil. We can be either Leon Kennedy or Chris Redfield or even Barry. You know, or for the ladies, if they like, they can be the Ada Wong, Ashley, or Joe Valentine, who's a really tough girl. I don't care what nobody say, right? Or Claire Redfield, you know, motorcycle racer turned action, newly anointed action hero. You know, I mean, she's what her and Claire Redfield and um, you know, Valerie, they're, you know, Jill Valentine, I mean, but they're what you call heroes. They don't have any superpowers, but they face insurmountable odds and they come out on top. They always, I mean, they give it their all and they always seem to come out on top. You know, that's what I mean about the movies. In the movies, it shows us all that we can be heroes. We can be heroes without all the superpowers and the special effects. All we have to do is stand up for ourselves, stand up and be counted. You know, that's all we need to do. You know, treat each other with the respect that we want others to treat us with. You know, that's all you do. That's all you do. There's no, don't listen to the words of um, other people. You know, just let them bounce off your back. 'Cause that kind of stuff, it just makes it just makes it hard to live. You know, what I take from these movies is you can be anybody you want to be. You can be a hero like Ellen Ripley. She was a astro miner. She went to other planets and she set up colonies for companies. What happened is her company set up this colony on this other planet, right? And they didn't know that they didn't know that the aliens, the xenomorphs was already on that planet. But, you know, the colonists found the wreckage of the ship and they went exploring and the xenomorphs followed them back to their colony and killed them. The xenomorphs they're aliens, they're parasitic aliens. They kind of lay eggs. They lay eggs in the human body and gestate like a virus. And when they reach maturity, they burst through the sternum you know, and they come out and they eat whatever's in the closest vicinity, or they just finish eating the host that they came out, and that's basically what it is. I mean, it's an adventure movie, yeah, but what it is it's a movie that, you know, one woman, one survivor of a doomed expedition goes back with a bunch of battle hardened Marines to check on a colony, right? That this guy, with them. They sent a company representative with the Marines to go back and check on the colony. Instead of checking on the colony, this guy has an ulterior motive. This guy has a thing. He was going to infect Ripley and one of the other survivors of the colony with the parasite. And he was going to freeze them and bring them back to Earth, with the Marines. But during the travel, the Marines' sleep pods would would like malfunction, and they would, end up dying. Because that's what this guy will do. He's one of those people. He's one of those greedy company execs that, you know they'll they'll get what they want by any means necessary. But what happened is he thought that he was going to get all the Marines killed. But what happened is the remaining Marines that was under the command of Corporal Hicks. What he did was he took his men and he led them to the drop ship, and they took off, kind of flying around the facility, scanning for other survivors, while Ripley in the facility, she was fighting off all these aliens, trying to get to this one little girl, right? This one little girl. She was determined not to let this little girl go the way her parents and her brother was dead, because her parents and her brother was doomed because of the poor defenses that this colony had. I mean, this uh this representative that was with them was responsible for the colony's defenses and all this other stuff, that, their security was his responsibility. He went along on that mission to try to clean up and rectify what he did, the penny pinching and all that. So basically, had they had the defenses that they were supposed to have, they wouldn't have been slaughtered, but there you have it. I mean, you got in those movies, it's one thing that's true. One thing that um the corporate image is the same. No matter what you do, they will always try to get over on you by giving you the lesson of what you're supposed to have, or giving you not, or saying one thing and doing another. That's a thing. You know, the guy was willing. The guy was willing to sacrifice. The guy was willing to sacrifice 15, 16 lives for two aliens to come back. You know, and that was wrong. But you can't tell him that. I mean, To him, it's just to come to the bottom line. He's gonna get what he has to get, regardless of how you feel. And that was the movie right there. I mean, it only shows you that the corporate image, no matter how fictitious, you may think the movie is, that's what the company image is. They they in other words, they double talk you. They say one thing and then they do another. It's like um it's like how you say Resident Evil. Okay. Umbrella started off making diet supplements for they started making diet supplements, like diet pills, medicines that were supposed to cure cancer and stuff, right? They made these pills and this elixir. What they do is they made this virus. They made this pill and they tested it. They tested it on an animal, and what it did was it killed the animal. It killed the animal. Then it brought the animal back. But when the animal came back, it was the animal. The animal was cannibalistic in nature. That means that when it came back, it wasn't the same creature. It ate. It ate any creature that came in contact with it. It was adamant. I mean, it was murderous. It only had one goal: to kill at any cost, to kill and feed. That was his basic instinct, And it was, and the thing is, Umbrella saw profit in. Why? Because they can make bio weapons out of it. What they did was they took animals from zoos and like animals from zoos and animal shelters that was due to be put down, and they made these animals bio weapons, like hunter killers, and you had those big spider like things called lickers. Those lickers used to be cats and dogs. I mean, until they were given massive amounts of that pill, and then the pill turns into the T virus once it hits your bloodstream, and it causes rapid mutation. You see, and that's the premise behind Resident Evil. But then, it's like anything else in this world. Um, it, it's more the bottom line again, But enjoy these movies. I just thought I would tell you about them. Enjoy them, have fun, you know, and maybe you'll come back and we'll have a little chat about the movie. You know, see what we can do, see how we can how what we take from it, what's our take on it, our opinion on the movie as a whole in itself, and what what would we do if we was in a situation like this, Because I've seen plenty of movies like that of that genre. Land of the Dead is one of them. It was a comet that came to Earth and it fell and it hit a field outside of a city. The radiation spilled out, right, and it turned the people of the city into zombies, you know, and they started eating, other people. What the other people did was they built like this big wall thing, and it was like an enclosed wall. And in that wall, they had a self-contained city, to keep the zombies out, But they would have these specialized soldiers that they trained in the city to go out and forage for food and bring back food in, bring food in. But these soldiers had a dual purpose. They would defend the city walls against the zombies, you know. But then you always have one guy. You always have one guy like the guy on Aliens, what's his name, Lisker, who always told the company line. He figured, oh, maybe if we domesticate them, they will stop eating us. No, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. A human zombie is not a dog nor a cat. You cannot train it. You can't paper train it. It only knows one thing: eat, eat. That's its basic instinct. To eat, to feed. That's what it does. And see, when you got people like them, trying to, tell you what you should do in your city, you're trying to protect other people. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work because you got those people who will say, "Well, it's not so bad, and um, maybe we can get them in here, we can cure them." It don't work. Why? Because they were contaminated by something from space. It just don't work that way. But then it's movies. It's movies. You know, it's exciting and it's great, and you might want to watch it. I mean, it's something that you may want to get into. You know, um, we can have a discussion about the movies. I mean, that's what we do. That is just what we do. We have discussions. We try to figure out, you know, how to, we pick the movie. What we do is we pick our favorite part and we talk about it. We all talk about it. We give our opinion, you know, and what we would do, and so on. We had fun with it. It's not meant to really analyze or, poke fun or whatever. We're just having fun. This is a fun loving panel. We talk about movies. We have laughs. Hey, I mean, anybody and everybody is welcome. That's just it. And basically, yeah. And we'll be, I'll just say, tomorrow we'll do our we'll do another thing on movies or maybe even TV shows. I mean, you guys are all welcome to join, in the chat bar and talk. You know, it's like it's all good. It's all good. Okay? It's all good. And I'll catch you later. All right? Peace and have a good night. See you tomorrow.